This is Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast.
Did you guys see this? This is unbelievable. What is that all about, Kinger?
Get in here for the real thing.
Like, let's get weird.
Maybe I blacked out trying to figure out what was going on.
Doubt, worry, fear, because that's what we're breaking the mold on here.
Welcome to Wild on 7th, presented by Pilot Games. We're here until it's here.
All right, welcome back to Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast, as always presented by Pilot Games. Hey, Kinger, this is our first remote broadcast. How are you feeling about it? First off, they hit the button and we can hear things, so little clap for us and the team here to get that going, but yeah, baby.
Oh,
this is professional.
That was really...
This is professional.
Yeah, we're investing.
Yeah, but so obviously thanks for everybody putting this together. Thank you to everybody out there here listening. We've got a special guest with us today. That's brought to us by Duke Cannon. Kinger, why don't you give us a little bit on Duke Cannon, because they brought Billy G to the podcast today.
Well, basically, if you're using Duke Cannon, you don't have to wear a hat because your hair looks
Right.
awesome.
It does look.
It looks awesome. If your hair's a weapon or you wish it was, check out Duke Cannon. Get some serious flow grooming cream. I know that's what Billy uses, his whole family, Liam, his wife, his dog.
Yeah.
You put Duke Cannon on all of them, don't you?
Absolutely. Lando loves, a good handful of the hair gel in his
That's right.
coat. He loves it. He loves
Now, you know you're a Star Wars fan when your dog's name is Lando.
He was born on May the 4th.
Well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Is his official name Lando Calrissian, or are you just using the first name Lando?
Just Lando.
That's cool.
Dogs-
People know.
Dogs don't get a last. They don't know. His last name's Guerin.
Hey, so we're at the fair. What's your state fair protocol, Billy? Like, are you pro fair? How much do you go? What do you do? What do you got to eat? Like, kind of like.
I am very pro-fair.
Okay.
Very.
All right. What does that mean? What does that look like?
I love the food. Pronto Pups are my favorite because I'd never had one until I came here. And they're just, I don't know, the pancake batter thing as opposed to, and I love corn dogs, but the Pronto Pups are awesome.
No way.
I mean, cheese, yes.
he just hit it out of the park.
He's got the nuance.
I love it.
He knows the difference
I love it.
between a Pronto Pup and a corn dog. And, I mean, you haven't even been here that long.
Yeah,
You
no.
are.
He is
And then-
all fair.
Yeah, and then I guess the first year I was here was kind of like a whirlwind. I didn't even realize there was like all the beer.
Yeah, turns out they
Speaking
have
of,
it.
Jackson,
And it
Maine
is-
just delivered.
Yeah, this is,
I don't know why I'm the only. Oh, you got one too. Good.
yeah.
Is that a white wine? I didn't think you could have beer, Kinger.
I think it's a cider.
Oh, it's a cider.
I have
Wait,
celiac.
wait, I gotta finish.
Okay, sorry. I wanted
So
to talk about
the food,
celiac, but-
the beer, and you can come by a truck or a boat or a lawnmower,
Yep.
a house.
Yeah,
We're
and
you don't even have to
We're
shop.
seeing Duran tomorrow night.
Nice.
Is outstanding.
I mean, are you kidding me? It's going to be incredible. Like this is an awesome event. I love it.
I think we got it.
This is just the segue right into
gotta
it. He's
go
writing
right
the show
into it.
for us.
All right, so we wanted to do state fair trivia with you. Okay,
yeah.
but we're not going to make you look like an ass, so it's multiple choice. And the fact that you know that,
You don't have to do that. I'll do that all on my own.
but you know the pancake batter thing, like I'm feeling really good.
So lead with that question, just so.
Yeah, we'll give you a layup here. Okay, it's multiple choice. What is the difference between a corn dog and a Pronto Pup? A, corn dog is a hot dog and a Pronto Pup is a Polish sausage. B, corn dog has cornmeal on the outside and Pronto Pup is more like pancake batter. C, Pronto Pup is twice as big as a corn dog. A, B, or C?
B.
B. So you're already 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Well done. Golf clap. You want to hit the next one?
Yeah. So let's go. The official tagline of the state fair, is it A, a Minnesota nice time, C, not weird, fair, or A, the Great Minnesota, or C, the Great Minnesota Get Together?
C.
Nailed it.
Two
He's
for
2
two.
for 2.
I like this. The state fair has a mascot. Who is it? A, Paul Bunyan. B, a cow named Blue Ribbon. C, a squirrel named Fairchild. Come on, Billy. Separator. A, Bunyan. B, cow named Blue Ribbon. C, a squirrel named Fairchild.
Paul Bunyan.
Not Paul Bunyan. Damn it.
That was like one of those trick questions, though.
I know, because he's
A
around.
squirrel?
It's a squirrel.
Ah,
Now you're going to see him all day.
yeah.
You were so close to
Nightmare.
greatness.
Speaking of beer, where's the cheapest beer at the fair? Dino's, Mancini's, or the Midway Men's Club?
Mancini's.
Midway Men's Club. That's a hard one, though. You got to know. Okay. How much does an ear of corn cost at the corn roast? Is it $4?
I don't know because I don't eat corn.
Really? Tell us more. Scandalous.
I like the corn. It's great. I'm not coming to the fair and eating vegetables. I don't care how much butter you put on. I'm not eating it. I'll have a bite if somebody has it. Sausage, cheese curds, Pronto Pups, pizza on a stick.
You're sending
stuff
it.
like that. So go ahead.
Well,
Sorry.
hypothetically,
I
if
shouldn't have
you were-
interrupted.
If you were someone that enjoyed vegetables
I do. I like corn too.
at the fair, how much does an ear of corn cost? Is it $4, $8, or $6?
$6.
$4. Cheap.
Kinger wrote these questions just for the record.
I think they're a little too hard
Yeah.
now that I'm looking at. Let's give him an easy one. What are the bucket of cookies called at the fair? Is it
Sweet
Aunt
Martha's?
Annie's?
Sweet
Sweet
Martha's?
Martha's. Got it. So you're back on track. Maybe this one's easier. What's the place called with all the tractors and farm equipment? Is it Tractor Park, Farm Time Lodge? That's one of my favorites. Or Machinery Hill?
It's at Machinery Hill.
You
Nailed
got
it.
You're back. He's back.
He's back.
I think we transition out of that. That's making me stressed.
Are you
I feel
nervous now that it's
I don't know.
all
It
on
feels
you?
like I
I got to tell a quick
Little
story on
taken
sweet
an
corn.
SAT or something.
And don't get me wrong, I like it. There's only so much room.
That's true. Don't waste it on vegetables.
I tried to go all Minnesotan yesterday. I had walleye. It was, I just caught it, fried it at home, and I put sweet corn boiling on the stove top, go outside, fry the fish, and I ran out of water somehow boiling the sweet corn. I don't know how long it was on there. The entire house, like nobody could be inside for 2 hours last night.
burnt it?
I burnt the water out of the pot, and the corn was
You know,
just
it doesn't have to cook that long.
no, I forgot about it. I forgot that it was in there. Because frying fish takes forever. If you've ever done it,
Yeah.
you can only do like a couple pieces at a time.
yeah.
Oh, man, it was awful. Wrecked the whole house. So you're now more Minnesotan than I am. But let's get into your summer, man. How has it been?
Oh, it's been awesome. Yeah, it's been great. Spent a lot of time. Well, spent a fair amount of time back east in New Jersey. I've been playing some golf. Been back here for a while. Had a nice family trip down to the Caribbean, and then came back for a couple weeks. My daughter Grace got her white coat. She's going to medical school at the U.
Ooh, wow.
So we had that ceremony a couple weeks ago, which was really cool. And last week we were in Croatia, and we got back Monday night. So we've
That's a big
we've
summer.
we've done a lot. It's been good. We've had a bunch of good family time. It's been really good.
Everybody together?
Yeah, we've had a bunch of time together. It was just it was a really good summer.
Awesome.
Really good summer.
What kind of doctor does your daughter want to be? Do they know
know
that
what?
they have
She-
to declare?
No, she wants to be a trauma 1 emergency room doctor. She
Nope.
she
Action.
she wants to be right in the thick of things. I don't know where she must get it from my wife because she doesn't get it from me. But she's
Yeah,
she's
you don't like action at all, or
Even when she was
No, I'm just not smart enough to go to medical school.
medical school. Okay.
when
I like
she
action.
when she was little, was she always like
We
she
have-
want to see like scary things?
Yes.
She was like if a dog got hit on the side of the road, she wants to get
Yes.
let out. And
Well, we had a dog back when she was a little kid who had a back surgery, so he had a big strip of staples on his back, and we went to see him at the vet, and she crawled right in there and kind of like inspected it with her hands.
yeah, that's
And we have a picture of her when she was like 4 with a little Fisher Price lab coat and stethoscope, and she's listening to the heartbeat of her stuffed animal dog, and so it's kind of funny that
yeah, it came true.
she's always wanted to do it. So
I have a bunch.
And it's great that she's staying local.
I have a bunch of pictures of me when I was 4 pretending to do podcasts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And there was
You
no
just had a
such thing as a
microphone.
podcast, so it was super. It was kind of-
Trendsetter.
Yeah,
was
you
really-
should've-
Just like with that shirt you're
Should
wearing.
have
You're
worked,
setting
should have
trends.
worked on that a little bit more. You'd have been,
Hey, you ready for a hard-hitting question?
yes.
So a bunch of your players went to Nickelback, which really made me feel good about the season. Like, we're probably going to win the cup because a lot of guys went to Nickelback.
So, but,
that's
why is Nickelback that band for you?
just it's like rock and roll. There's pyrotechnics. They're having
Canadian.
a group outing. They're Canadian
Why do they get crapped on all the time?
because people are dumb and don't understand the greatness
I like
of
Nickelback.
Everybody likes Nickelback. It's just it's I don't know why.
Yeah.
So all these guys they go together. That just makes me think like we can work with that. We got that in the tank. But now I've been seeing tons and tons of photos of the guys playing pickleball. And I know everybody likes pickleball and it's fastest growing sport. But I think as many of the gains as we made with Nickelback, we've maybe come back because we're playing so much pickleball, which seems soft. How do you feel like, what's the balance Nickelback and pickleball this summer with your team?
I think it's great. You know what? As long as they're doing stuff together, and I mean, pickleball is better than
Pickle beers.
it's good. Pickleball's great. It's fun. You don't like it?
I don't know. It just
Have you
seems
played
a
it?
little.
Have you
John's,
played it?
John's nervous. What John's trying to say is like he was all hyped up after he saw everybody went to
John's a
Nickelback.
big badminton guy.
I think
So
it's
he
like
feels-
it's like shuffleboard, really, but it's just rebranded. Everyone, if everyone can do it, it's probably not a sport. And so I'm a little worried that like Nickelback,
Everybody can golf.
Everybody can drive.
not everybody. Nickelback is like we're standing close to the sun, and then all the pickleball, it's like we're letting the air right back out. I'm just saying, maybe a pickleball ban, send them to Pearl Jam. I think we got to get them tight. We got to get them angry. You know what I mean? Pickleball seems like it might make them soft. I don't want you to decide the day.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Just think about how much pickleball is on our Instagram as a team.
There's another thing here too because there's a
Yeah.
lot of guys that stuck around this summer.
There's tons. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. And
Oh, we got to get into that.
what was? Is there a reason for it? Do they just want to? Do they all feel like it's, that there's steps to be made and this is the best way to make them? Like, why do you think so many dudes hung around? I mean, like Boldy's around, Addison. You could go down the line. There's a lot more. Middleton stuck around. A lot of the veteran guys seem like they've been in town most of the summer too. You know, like you go down the list, it's a lot of guys.
From what I told, and this is usually the case. There's a girl behind it, like for one of the guys. So
Yep.
smart move there. I think you know how it is. A lot of the guys aren't from the biggest towns. The facilities aren't available to them to properly train like an NHL player. So we have all that here, and and this is a great place to be in the summertime. And I think, talking to guys like Kalen Addison and Middleton and Boldy, like, and Bolds from Massachusetts, where I'm from, like we'd go to Cape Cod. Like we didn't, when you realize how great it is here during the summer, this is a good spot for guys to be and train and, and have a lot to do as well. I mean, there's the lakes, there's great golf, there's, great outdoor, patios and things like that. There's tons of social stuff to do. So this is really, you go to the gym in the morning, you get your work done, and then you have tons of stuff to do.
There's a group of these guys that are just having a great summer. I mean, a great summer. As good a summer as you've had, I would be willing to say Matt Boldy, Mason Shaw, Addison, Walker, Faber, and somehow Middleton and Goligoski are in there, even though they're older, which God bless them. But I mean, they're at Keith Urban, they're golfing, they're at the lakes. You've been on several Cup winners. What's the mix you look for, right? Because you got these young guns, this kind of boy band that's working its way through the Twin Cities all summer, having a blast. Then you got some guys that are married with kids. You're bringing in a Cup winner with Maroon. Like, have you seen a similar recipe on championship teams where there's We need a bunch of young guns to tell stories on Monday. We need some old guys. Is there a mix at all?
Yeah, it's a great mix, and it reminds me of the team in Jersey that we had, because it didn't matter, old guys, young guys, single, married, whatever. We all hung out together, and it wasn't like, oh no guys night. No, that wasn't it. That was not the way we rolled. It was everybody together, and I like the feeling of that, and
It feels like that.
yeah, that's good, and it's the way it should be, And the old guys, bring a lot of wisdom and a lot of know-how and experience, but the young guys bring the
excitement,
the energy, the kind of freedom and
Mistakes?
yeah, and the mistakes,
the stories
It's
for
great.
coffee
Yeah,
talk.
it's awesome. It's awesome, and the young guys get there, and the older guys can't wait to just sit them down and say, all right, what happened this weekend?
Dude, it's crazy. In the locker room, the old guys get there early, and they've got the USA Today crossword puzzle, and they're all working on it with their coffee. And then all of a sudden, the young guys show up, and everybody ditches the USA Today, and they're listening to what you guys get into the night before.
Yeah.
But as a GM, how much you keep tabs of what guys are doing in the summer, whether that be through their workouts, conditioning, lifestyle, any of that stuff?
Yeah, I know everything. I know what they're doing.
Now, is that coach speak? Is that, so, when you were
No,
punished,
I literally
the coach
know
would-
exactly what they're doing.
When the coach would walk in and be like, you know who you are, but he actually doesn't know who it is. He just wants to say, he knows you.
No, I'll know.
Okay, let's test them. Let's test them.
No, don't test me, because no.
Well,
But
so-
I do know the way guys live. I know guys' reputations. I know where they are. But you know what? They got to live, and I'm okay with that. I was that guy too.
You need character and character.
Yeah, you know what? This is their time. As long as you're in the gym and you don't miss days, then you have to go out, and I won't have a problem with it. If it affects your conditioning, it affects the way you're going to be ready to prepare your start of the season. If it affects your game, your hockey, what you bring, then I got a big problem with it, and I will address it. But until that, you got to enjoy it. You're young. You should.
I believe Kirill and Zuccy are sharing a house in Florida. So, since you know,
Because they can't afford the rent.
I just want to know, what do you think that looks like? Has Kirill changed a diaper of Zucky's kid? Is there three of them eating dinner together?
I would say no, he has not.
You don't think in the entire time
No.
he's there, Zucky's tied up, maybe he's on a phone call. Can you help a brother out? Uncle Kirill. You think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I think,
What do you think it's like down there? Do they
I think-
rollerblade together?
yeah.
Hit the boardwalk on beach cruisers.
Pickleball for sure.
Is there boardwalks in Florida?
No.
I don't know.
No. It's
It's
not
like a
Venice
Cali
Beach.
thing.
So what? Set the
I-
scene.
no, I-
set the
I
scene.
would-
What's
I
that
would-
look like?
I would think they do their their workouts together, and they grab a little lunch. They probably take a nap or something. Zucchi's with his baby for a little while.
Fish tacos.
Krill is probably
They for sure eat together.
getting caught up with some of his Russian buddies.
Yeah, I like
and then
this.
they probably feed the baby dinner,
Yeah,
put her to bed, have a sitter for her, and they go out because they're in Miami, right?
they're in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort
so-
Lauderdale. Yeah, they probably go out for like a 9:30 dinner.
Yeah.
They probably eat sushi every night.
God,
Do you think
that's
that,
awesome?
when Zucchi needs to feed the baby, he doesn't have to ask Kirill? Kirill just passes the bottle. He just slides the bottle.
I think-
they're out to
Well,
sushi.
Zucchi's wife is involved in this whole thing too.
I would,
It's not
A little
not
bit.
Zucchi- It is not Zucchi and Kirill raising Zucchi's child.
we kind of
okay.
want it to be, I think.
Yeah, you do. It's
I just want
No,
this
you
to
don't.
be.
Like they go out to dinner, they don't even have to talk about it. They just know past the soy sauce.
This is a Bravo show that needs to happen.
Zucchi and Kirill on the
Zucchi and
beach.
Kirill.
Raise a
what's
kid.
What's Zucchi's wife's name though? We got to get her in there. What
I have no idea.
I'm not saying.
I'm not putting you on the spot, but yeah, okay. So you do know everything. That's good. So you were promoted. You're the president now. That's big. You weren't elected. You just are the president.
Yeah,
Now there was no election.
no election.
So you're basically like the king of hockey ops at this point.
I stole it.
You took it. So and now that you got this promotion, did you do anything to treat yourself? Did you you gonna buy a boat at the fair today? Did you Get some new sunglasses. What? I mean, any changes to something for night dinner out with the family?
No.
Business as usual.
Yeah, same stuff. No celebration for it. We just, nothing.
Well,
nothing.
congratulations.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I
Congratulations.
appreciate it. It's.
Does anything change with the title change?
No. I think you know what the only thing is when you see the president of hockey operations title out there, it can mean a lot of different things. It can mean different things on different teams. But I think a lot of the things that I do, or I've already been doing, are a lot of what that entails. But like I said, I work very closely with Matt Maka on the business side, who is the greatest guy in the world to work with, and him and I have a great relationship. I try to help out as much as I can. I think business side, hockey side, we both need each other, and I think Matt and I have worked. I know Matt and I have worked really hard to make sure the two sides work kind of hand in hand and help each other out, because hey, look, we want to bring the Minnesota Wild to a different level, and you can't do it with just kind of standing, just building a fence around your old little responsibilities. No, you have to branch out. You have to work collaboratively and be willing to help out other departments and put yourself out there a little bit more. And that's what I feel like a president of hockey operations does. He takes a lot of things. I think if it was two separate people, he would probably be sitting here maybe during the summertime trying to, bring awareness to the team and promote the team and doing all that stuff. And the GM's just kind of behind the scenes focusing on hockey. I like to be out front of things. I like to be as involved as I can in everything available to me.
Are you looking for more titles? Because there is an
one more.
Well, there is an open
One
spot
more.
here on the podcast. President of Wild on 7th.
There's one more title.
Czar, right?
Nope.
Is
Nope.
that the next one?
Nope.
CZAR.
Nope.
Czar.
President
Of Wild on 7th.
and president and co-director of podcasts
Production.
production.
Okay.
Well, we could. We know some people might be able to make that happen for sure. Kinger looks a little nervous.
And
It looks like he has
executive producer.
Well, he said co, so one of us is getting promoted.
I did not say co.
You didn't. What did you say? You said,
President.
okay, and
Yeah, there's no call.
President and executive producer of Minnesota Wild podcasts.
Well, hey, we are going to do some audience questions, which I'm excited about. Let's get dirty. Let's get some weird questions coming at us here. But I do have a question for you. So I played in the Wild golf event last year, which was just awesome. The Wild off the tee.
Yeah.
And it's super fun because it's kind of like the last week for these guys, raise money for the foundation. They're kind of letting their hair down. I got to golf with Middleton last year, which was like perfect. But he got maybe pulled back by a sponsor or something. So who would you want to golf with if you were going to pick a player, like to just have a day on the course, let your hair down a little bit, maybe laugh your ass off? Like who's
Double deep Eddies and
who should I
lemonade.
be asking for?
Oh, man. Oh,
And I know you like
Midzi.
everybody.
No, Midzi would be right up there.
So
Marcus is up there.
Who's okay?
Yeah.
Who else? Who else is this? Who's a sneaky one? You're gonna have more fun.
Well,
than you think.
like, are we talking about like really like? Yeah.
Green light golf.
I'm not talking about the golf.
green light
quality.
golf,
I'm
yeah.
talking
Green
like
light golf.
fun.
Hartsey.
Yep.
Hartsey
Yep.
for sure. Spurge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need somebody to drive.
Okay. Noted. Okay. I think that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
there's a lot of guys. I'd play. You know, I'll play with anybody. I love it.
What about Maroon?
Oh, Patty for sure.
Yeah. How is he similar to Middleton?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a pontoon guy.
Yeah, he's a pontoon guy, and he might be like you got the tri-tunes at 2.
Yeah.
He'd be like one pontoon thing under and it's just rocking back and forth.
Just a
He's-
party
he's
bar.
not. Yeah. No try.
It's a party bar.
No,
He's
no.
the old pontoon where it's like a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I support that.
Mitzi's like that too.
Yeah. So I got one for you. Like the GM gig I mean, it seems like a great job. Obviously, there's some things that are tough with it too. Like, you have any tough conversations over the summer? Like, obviously, you have a guy like Matt Dumba that doesn't come back. Like, are those conversations hard? Like, are there parts of the summer that are hard for you?
Oh yeah. There's a lot that's hard and emotional, and I didn't talk to Matt the whole time because clearly it's none of my business. But when he signed, I called and we had a great conversation. We were on the phone for about 20 minutes, and those things are tough because they're good guys. I know there's a line, but you do form relationships and bonds. Hey, sometimes they're tougher conversations that need to be had also, and with contracts and this and that, and it's always, there's always something going on, and it's not always easy.
Back this year to the Wild on 7th pod, Jimmy's Salad Dressings and Dips. This time of year, it's all about the apples, folks. Karts is an apple expert. He's a fan of the Honey Crisp and the Zest R. But the truth is, you could put any old apple in the caramel dip from Jimmy's, and it's going to be world class. So walk into your grocery store, look for a stack of these Jimmy's caramel dips, and put yourself straight into heaven. That's Jimmy's Salad Dressings and Dips. Don't ya be messing with my dressing.
All right, well, it's officially roofing season, and with roofing season comes storm season. And if you were around or had any of that damage, like the hail, some of the images that came through these recent set of storms, man, make sure you don't hesitate. Give our friends at wildconstructionmn.com a look. They've got a great tool on their website. You can go on there, check a hail history map. I don't think you're going to need that. It goes back 3 years. The storms recently should be fresh in our minds right now. But they've also got a retail estimate tool to see what it would be like, how long, how much roofing you need. But they want to help you through every step of the process, and whether that be with your agent, with the adjuster, they want to make sure you get what you need to bring your home back into a place where you can be comfortable with it. They're a GAF Master Elite Asphalt Shingle Installer. That's rare, and you've got to be good to do that. I use these guys. I had some storm damage from earlier this summer. They came out, checked it out. They were very thorough. Freddie Dean, my guy, was easy to talk to. He's worked with my agent. Like I said, the adjuster. These guys, they just want to make it easy for you. They're like the concierge of roofers. But Wild Construction, they make it happen. Check them out, wildconstructionmn.com. Should we take some fan questions here?
Yeah, let's get some questions from the audience, just because it's completely unpredictable. So how does this work? Who's our guy? We got a guy out there with a mic somewhere?
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, come right at us.
Kid with the twin shirt on. He's
Question for Billy. Question for Carter. I'm sure you don't have a question for me.
My name's Sam. This is for Bill. What was it like winning 2 cups?
Sam, how you doing, buddy? It was awesome. It was the best. I mean, when you're a hockey player and you kind of move up the ranks, it's all about winning, right? And all about winning the Stanley Cup, and it's just it's a real dream come true. Just think of something that you've worked your whole life for, and you finally get to achieve it. It's really special.
Do you have a moment on the cup wins, like etched in your brain, whether it's on the ice after you won it, or you're with your folks or your wife? Is there like in the highlight reel, what plays in your head?
Yeah, there's a lot actually. There's a couple, like from when we won in '95. It was, you're great. You're on the ice. You're celebrating. You're this. You're that. And my dad came in the locker room, and he just gave me a big hug. I just started crying like a baby, and it was just so emotional. It was so like, it was. I'll never forget that feeling. Like, and that was unreal. And then 2009, it was kind of the same thing. And it had been 14 years. So it was a long time. My wife and I had been through a lot, trades and having kids and all this stuff. And her and I just took 2 minutes, and we sat in my stall, and we just watched. We just watched the party going on. And we're just like, we gotta just
remember this.
Just be here and
soak
it
it
in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got one of those too.
Well, isn't it crazy? Like, you work so hard for it, and you finally get it, and you don't know what to do. Like, you're like, and then it happens so fast. You're like in the moment, and then you're like, dang it, that was a fun moment, but you needed that moment to like cement something.
Yeah.
You know, of like we did it. We're here.
Wow, it really happened.
Yeah.
It really happened because you're right. Everything goes so fast, and like
Such a grind, and then it's so fast.
And then it gets to sink in a little bit, and you're like, wow, this is.
And then it takes 14 years to realize how hard it is. You're like, this isn't so bad. It's not so hard to win a cup. And then it's like,
I was 24.
Real.
I was 24.
Yeah.
I didn't win again until I was 39 or 38. How's my math? Like, it was, and not a sniff. You know, I was on great teams, and good team in Boston, great team in Dallas, and San Jose, and you get upset, you get something happen. I don't know. It just happens.
Good question, buddy.
That's a great
question.
Who's next?
You got a free lid out of it too. I like it.
Hey, name's Chris. This is for Bill. How did the Wild get selected for the games in Sweden? Did we raise our hand and said, yeah, we want to go, or was it just the NHL picked for?
They did it by order of coolness of their GM. So we were picked first. No, we raised our hand, and I was the one that
Really?
I pushed Craig on it. Craig was a little apprehensive. Took a little work, but he okayed it, and I really wanted to go. And I think it's going to be really good for us. I think, you know what, I think at times these type things can really bring a team together. It's not easy. And I think too, it's going to be a good test for us to go over and deal with all the media, the attention, just the stuff around you. But you know what? We are going to play 2 regular season games. We expect to win them both. We have to prepare for it. We have to act like it. Like this is not a trip. We're not going on, we're not going to play exhibition games. These are real games. We need to prepare so. It's good to practice. You got to block out all the noise and get ready for these 2 games. I just think it's really good for us.
It's a tough group, right? It's Detroit, Toronto, you, and who's the fourth?
Ottawa.
And Ottawa. And was part of the reason you raised your hand, you got a lot of Swedes on the team? Or was it just the experience?
No, I think, there's a lot to me. I think the experience, I think the challenge of it, I think it's good for our brand. I think, hey, look, we've hosted 2 outdoor games. We've already been over to, I forget when they went over before. But now we're doing this. I think it's good for our brand. I think it's good for our players. I think it's a fun event for our players. Like, even though I said what I just said, it's a cool thing to do. I think it's fun for our fans and the people that work for us.
It's a little bit like the Stanley Cup in the sense that the media is there. You have media availability. It's an event. You have all of that stuff, all of those expectations. It's a build up, and then it's get into, hey, by the way, we got to win some games.
Yeah.
It's a
and that will be the focus.
What
before we even get in the plane to go, we are going to play games.
What's the downside risk though? Because there is some. This is why not every club raises their hand to say, I'm ready to go over there. Let's do it. And is it fatigue? Is it the seasons it's long without a week-long trip to Sweden? What are the downside risks?
I don't know. You know what?
Billy doesn't
Fatigue.
do downside.
I really
Have you
don't.
met Billy? He doesn't even engage.
What's
Glass half full.
There is downside risk though. There is.
You're going to be tired?
It could be fatigue. Yeah, who knows? I don't know what it is. Have you played in Global Series games? Have you played over there for regular season games before?
No.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're going to be tired no matter what.
Yeah.
If you let yourself be tired, you're tired. I get it. But then we have to compensate for that in other areas. It's okay. We're always going to be tired. You're always tired. You can't say on a 5-game trip, yeah. games 4 and 5, we were really tired. Nobody cares.
Right.
It's a great time of year.
Nobody
too.
cares. Yeah, and
early.
it's early.
It's not so early that it's weird, but it's early enough to bond you together.
We're playing 2 games in the middle of a week.
Yeah.
Like a week.
Yeah.
November, right?
Come on, that's
right
not-
before
on the back
Thanksgiving.
end, too.
Yeah, there's long flights, but yeah, you've been on the plane. Like,
It's not so bad.
we're not hurting.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Don't. Yeah, we fly on great planes. We stay in great hotels. We manage our schedule so we do get optimum rest and things like that. We're fine.
Good segue into this question. So I think the start last year, you guys got behind the 8 ball, you know, and it was a slow start. Felt like it was until Christmas or maybe even after before, like, you dug yourselves out of that, and then mentally maybe it lasted a little bit longer. How have you adjusted, or what will you change going into this year to make sure things are different so that you get off to a good start, or is it nothing?
No, I've put a lot of thought into this too, and it's really difficult because, you look at last year and guys were prepared, guys were ready. We had a great preseason. A lot of players played really well. Our record was good, and we came out of the gates and we stunk. So what do? Oh, guys, come in. Let's not have such a good or preseason. Let's we'll just wait.
Yeah.
No, you can't do
Do you
that.
play guys more games? Do you play them less games? Do you shorten the total number of games?
To be honest with you, I'm more inclined to play guys more games,
Yeah.
especially the older guys. When I was older, I thought I wanted to play fewer games. I should have played more because it takes your body. Bigger guys like Moose, Maroon, Middleton, they have to play more because it takes it takes a while to get the big choo-choo train going.
Right.
Smaller guys, Spurge, Addison, Zuccy, Kirill, whatever. They can kind of pick up and go, but it takes the bigger guys, a while to get going.
Yeah, not only that, the role. Like, when you're a bigger guy like Marcus, it's hard to go in the first 3 exhibition games against guys that are 20 years old trying to prove something and be physical, so you, shy away. You're like, it's not worth it. Then you kind of get off playing your own game, kind of. But you need those games to get in there and be like, all right, this is where I bump. I'm not going to do it right now, but this is where I bump. This is where, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It really is good preparation for the bigger players, and they need it, just the bump and grind. And like you said, you don't want to go running over, taking advantage of 18-year-old kids, but you got to get your licks in and get ready.
Right. Yeah. Another question from the crowd.
It's Edward.
Excuse me, this thing on?
I'm original from Russia. Question to you. You got 2 very good prospects from Russia. When you bring them here?
Next year, yeah. One more year in the KHL, and then we'll be bringing them back. And I thought you were from northern Minnesota with that accent.
I'm 31 years here.
Wow.
And I was fan when you play. I remember Carter also. I am big hockey fan. And when you bring Kirill, could be 2 years earlier than he does coming here.
Yeah. We would have loved. Well, let me scratch that because I wasn't the general manager then, so I'm glad he waited.
Yeah, good timing. So everybody says there's risk in drafting Russian-born players because there's the chance that they don't come over. You won't have the ability to bring them when you want to. You find that to be true? Do you find value in the draft when teams maybe let some guys slide down the draft board because they're from Russia?
I acknowledge that there can be some difficulties because we don't have an agreement with Russia. It can be difficult. They handle their players very differently, and they can be persuaded into staying longer than we would like them to. But that does not dissuade me from drafting them. You just have to understand what you're getting into and be patient. And we feel like when teams were avoiding Russian players just because of the conflict that's going over there, I just thought it was a great opportunity for us, and we feel we got Danila Yurov at a number that we would have never gotten him at. We feel like he would have been in the top 10. if there wasn't everything going on. So, look, it's just a different way. It's a different culture, and you just have to be ready for it, and it's okay. And you know what? To be quite honest with you, you don't want them coming over too early. You don't want from any country, from Russia, Sweden, Finland. These are young kids. Leaving home is a big deal.
Yeah, you can't attack a new country at 18.
You know what? Yeah, you went down to Mankato, and I know you were crying when you went.
That's right.
Packed
the car,
imagine
left, and tears.
Imagine going
90 minutes.
Imagine getting sent to Magnitogorsk as an 18-year-old, or Moscow or something.
Right.
We wouldn't know what to do.
Right. I think that gets lost on people. They're pro athletes, and the athlete world these days is really young. But the guys aren't necessarily the people aren't necessarily ready to handle all that comes with it. Sure.
No, and I remember as a kid, like, watching the Bruins games and things like that, and there's this guy and that guy, and you find out that your favorite player is 24, and you're like, what? Because everybody had a big duster. They all looked like Middleton back then. So you think they're like 38 or 39, and they're 26.
Like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
All right, well, you've heard us on the pod talk about Aquarius Home Services a lot, and yes, we endorse them here, but hey, this is important. The Star Tribune had a Reader's Choice Awards, and they just recently came out, and this is voted upon by the consumers. And Minnesota's best gold winner in water treatment, Aquarius Home Services. Gold winner is, as an electrician, Aquarius Home Services. Silver winner in HVAC, Aquarius Home Services. Silver winner in plumbing, Aquarius Home Services. They are a one-stop shop, and whether you need water treatment, like I clearly do at home, if you need HVAC help with your AC, if it goes out in the heat, and if you have terrible allergies like I do right now, and you need clean air inside your home, they can help you. If the lights go out, they've got electricians. They're a one-stop shop. They're earning the right to be recommended. Leave these home services to the pros. Call the guys at AquariusHomeservices.com. Yeah, a couple words from our sponsors. Boom, thanks again for that.
Hey, a couple more from the audience if we got maybe
we got
two
another
more.
coming.
Do you think there's a chance we'll see Sammy Walker playing up here soon?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sammy's been fine for us when he comes up. He's actually been really good. The only thing that prevented Sammy from playing more were lack of injuries. We just didn't have a lot of, long injuries. Yeah, knock on wood. Sammy is a very capable NHL player, I think, and it's just a matter of him getting more time, and when that comes, we don't know, but he's a very, very capable and effective player for us.
We know you like the state fair and all things Minnesota, and you're slowly becoming #one of us. But now we're starting to see that you're taking guys like Sammy Walker, trading for Brock Faber.
God, you're just a rube.
Are you all in?
Are you listening to Prince a lot? Are you like where are you at?
I've always listened to Prince.
I know.
Prince has no borders.
That's true. Prince is actually, he's a unicorn.
Yeah. So when I first got the job, I was very hesitant to bring Minnesota kids back to Minnesota. I have very much changed my tune because, and I think a lot of teams have done this because it didn't always go well. Like, when guys would go home to play.
Yeah.
I think the younger kids now in this generation are so much better wired for it and ready for the pressure. They've been dealing with higher pressure situations than we ever did at young ages, so they can absorb it. I guess my fear is like, this is such a good place to live, and it's such a good place to play, but I'm not offering retirement packages either.
Yeah.
Like, if you're coming here to win.
Yeah.
And this is not reunion stuff. And I played at home, and it's not easy. You gotta. You know what? There's, friends come out of the woodwork. Oh, hey, buddy, I haven't seen you since 5th grade. Can I get a couple tickets?
Yeah.
Even like this person, it's hard. You got to stay focused. But there's just when you're an NHL player, there's time for one thing during the season, and that is your NHL season. And I want to make sure guys are focused on that. And I think our guys, I think guys like Sammy, Brock, you know, Bugey was like that. You know, he handled it well. Goose has handled it well. You know, we got Peart coming.
Vinny.
Vinny's ready for it. Vinny probably wasn't, you know, I know Vinny didn't want it. He didn't want it early in his career. And sometimes it's nice to get the heck out of Dodge, too.
Well, he's been dominating the beauty league. He's something. He
better.
He fills the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of wild guys won.
Yeah,
they won the John Scott Cup in the beauty league.
Do you know the John Scott Cup? You know what that is?
I do. That logo is pretty special, designed after the fighter that made the All-Star game, right?
Yeah, but my buddy back home makes that.
He makes the keg, like the actual trophy?
The bum drum.
It's a great trophy.
Really?
Yeah. That's what they are.
I want buddies like that.
It's a 55-gallon drum.
Drum.
And they cut a hole into it. Then they have a plate that goes in. They'll put any logo you want. Well, you know what? I'll get you one. I'll get you a Wild
on 7th.
Wild on 7th.
Wow, you heard it here, folks.
They are special. You can cook.
Does it
on
come
them.
with? So what is it? Is there alcohol in it at the start, or is it just a trophy?
No.
It looks like a keg.
Actually, Tommy Prez is my buddy that makes them back home. Tommy Prez and Jimmy Carlin, and they could handle that.
Okay.
Tommy would think it's just a Foster's Lager and probably try to shotgun it.
Well, that's what I thought it was a keg. When I saw him carrying it around.
It's just
just a piece of metal.
Yeah, so they'll and you can put it on a couple bricks. There's holes in the bottom of it, and you just throw some newspaper and then wood, and you light it up, and it's a burn barrel.
Oh, that's
and like
great.
It comes with a grill grate on it, and a little bottle opener on the side.
God, can we do fire in that Tria studio?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Live fire.
I don't know if Dean would like that or have a burn barrel.
Well, if we got it from Billy, Dean couldn't say
I
too
will,
much.
I will get you one.
He's the
like
president.
Do you have a soft spot in your, I don't know, heart, I suppose we could call it, for certain types of players? So I played for guys that hated U.S. college guys, and they couldn't get me out of town fast enough. Then you have other guys that like U.S. college guys, or there could be certain types of GMs that just gravitate towards certain types of players. Do you have a soft spot for any type, and what would it be?
You know what I love, honestly? I just like guys that play hard. And like, we all have our own definition of that, because Marcus Johansson plays hard in his own way. He plays a different hard than Marcus Foligno.
Right.
Same thing with Spurge and Midzi. But you gotta play. I just love guys that play hard. They compete. They really compete. I guess play hard. Working hard's not enough. Everybody works hard. You know what I mean? You can work hard. You got to really compete. Like you really have to engage in battles.
In moments. Like know the time, know certain spots, know when to turn it up, know when to get greasy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's simple 50-50 puck battle. Just go get it. Yeah. And I just really like that. I relate to, just because of the way, guys like you and I played, I relate to the power guys more.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, but I also really appreciate the skill part. But you look at
but I like it.
He's excited by Trevor Zegras, but he also feels anger.
No comment.
I like you watch Zuccy.
Yeah.
Zuccy plays. He competes.
Yeah. Nobody says the fastest player on the ice might be Zuccy after a turnover. No joke. When that dude turns it over, he will catch whoever he turned it over to.
But if you have wronged him after the whistle, he will be in your face.
No matter how big you are.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you know what? You watch Kirill.
Yeah, that's the way to be.
He is on every puck. He competes. It's just, I love that.
It's a good segue into Verbeek.
Oh, yeah. So I met Pat Verbeek this week. And,
did you really?
I did. He's just, and first of all, if you don't know, Pat Verbeek's nickname when he played, I'm sure half of you know. But
GM of the Ducks.
GM of the Ducks, Little Ball of Hate. who Glenn Healy, his teammate, coined this phrase for him. So at some point he looked over at Pat and was like, "You're the little ball of hate." I was just going to ask you, I think that's maybe one of the best nicknames of all time in hockey. Do you got any?
And it's very appropriate.
Do you have a Verbeek story or
Very appropriate. Oh, he was, and I love Pat. We have great conversations. He's a lot like me. Like there's no gray.
Yeah.
But on the ice, he was miserable to play against. He was tough. He's got 500 goals too. Like, I think he's got like almost 3,000 penalty minutes. He was miserable, and it was just.
Yeah, he scored 1,000 points. We were looking at his stats.
Oh,
like,
he's got great stats.
I mean, the guy is like, when your nickname's the little ball of hate, you don't expect the type of statistics.
He was mean.
Well, he told the story that if
He was
somebody
up.
hit him, like a hit that we saw earlier in the year in the NHL, like
He was talking about the Kachuk hit on Eichel. And I was saying our player's different now because, back in the day, people would seem to police that stuff more. And he said, now you get these 10-game suspensions. He said, but when I played, if somebody would have taken a run at me like that, I would have taken the stick, knocked out all their teeth.
Yeah,
And when I saw him again a few months later, I would say, hey,
sorry.
do you remember what that was like,
give me
drinking
a
out of
smile.
a straw? Do you remember what you were with your wife at dinner for 3 months? Do you remember your kids? I'll do it again if you do it again. And he said, and it just never happened. He said, I'll take my suspension.
It doesn't happen anymore because the kids want the league to protect them.
That's right. And that's the biggest change.
And they don't protect themselves. And I always tell you guys, there's one person out there who cares about your head, and that's you. Cares about your well-being, and that's you. And if you aren't willing to protect yourself and stick up for it, it's going to be really tough. Guys are going to take advantage of you. And that's what I was told. And like, if you don't watch your pass, if you pass the puck, get your stick up.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody's going to come and hit you, they got to go through it to get to you.
I don't think the young kids know that. I mean, when
No.
you look at these young superstars, it's almost hard to watch.
They're like, well, I can't believe he hit me there. I'm like,
well, there's no fear. They've never played
What did you want?
Like the junior league started earlier, so there aren't like the guys that run around like that anymore, and the kids
Which is
don't
good.
learn what it's like. Yeah, they don't.
Which is good. There's a lot of
good with it.
There's a lot of good with this too.
Yeah, but I still think it's a competitive advantage. Like I think there's a little Zuccy has a little bit of that in him where if he's wrong, you're right. He's gonna be right there, and that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And as a GM, let's say a guy takes a 4-game suspension for an errant stick.
Perfect.
Yeah, that. If I was German, that's how I would feel. Like you have to do it because everybody will see on NHL Network the next day like what you're willing to do. And when that guy has you lined up dead to rights, he's gonna know you're gonna pop up and that he might lose a tooth or two.
Yeah.
You know,
guys would tell me, they said, if you take it now, you take it forever.
Yeah.
And if you didn't stand up for yourself right away, you were going to get picked on.
Yeah. And
it would happen.
You still might get hard, but it's not going to be like those dirty,
No.
those dirty hits, or you take a dirty hit. If you pay it forward, you won't get many. of them.
But that's the thing is like they're surprised, like, oh man, I didn't think anybody was going to hit me. Well, what did you expect? Like,
and think
you
of how
gotta
much
take
that's
care of
changed. I mean,
yourself.
even the skill players when we were growing up, like Roenick he'd get his face launched into the boards eventually. Didn't matter who you were.
JR
Yeah,
was one of the best.
Somebody was
JR
gonna
was
get
one
you.
of the best hitters
Someone
in
was
the
gonna
game.
get you.
He would clobber guys. Like
And he got run too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
You know what the league doesn't have anymore is like the Matt Cooks, the Rafi Torres, like those middle guys that like Darius Kasparaitis.
That's
where
good,
you're-
though.
Where you're like,
Sorry, Cookie.
I gotta
Love you.
watch out for my knees tonight.
No,
you know?
you don't. That was in the game. You could do that. You could be that.
I want to
That's
see
out of the
somebody bring it
game.
back.
you
no.
want that to come back?
I do.
But that's the thing. Like when that started getting, like take care of it.
That's all part of it.
Yeah.
Like I would want the other team to be scared to play me tonight, or my team.
And it nowadays it doesn't take that level of
intimidation,
violence, or intimidation to do that.
Yeah.
And that's good.
That's a
That's
good
good.
point.
We got
You know
one.
what? We want guys to be healthy. We
Yes.
want them to be safe, but you also can't. I can't rely on you guys for my safety. I got to take my own head into. It's my responsibility.
One more question. I'm told audience question. This will sound good.
Hey, my name's Oliver. Picking any players across all Wild history, what's like your top lineup? Forwards, defense, goalies.
Well, all-time Wild team.
Well, it's for sure Ryan Carter on the left wing.
Starting in goal, Nick Backstrom.
Mm-hmm.
Starting at left defense, Brad Bombardier.
Bomber.
Starting at right defense, I gotta go Kuba. I almost went Zidlicki, but I'm going Kuba. I almost went Odie too, but I had to go Bomber on left side, and Odie couldn't play the right. Starting at
Left
right wing,
Marian.
Gabrick. Starting at center, Mikko Koivu.
And you're going head-to-head with 97 Carts. Good luck.
Starting at left wing, number 97, Kirill Kaprizov. Starting as a healthy scratch, number 20, Ryan Carter.
Starting as the grocery stick.
I'm putting Bugard in there too. He's my extra guy.
Oliver. Is Oliver a little Matthew Tkachuk?
He does look like, yeah, look at that.
Look at him.
That's
like
awesome.
he's the other Tkachuk brother. It's like Cooper Manning.
Yeah.
There would probably be some debate at center. Like, I know Mikko, great career, everything, but Pierre-Marc Bouchard, I think, had he finished it out,
Yeah, he could ditch.
maybe that's like a 1A, 1B right
He
there.
had the nice little baby sauce.
Yeah.
The real skill.
Creative little player, good in the middle, through his era, good.
I'd rather play with him than Mikko.
Yeah, so would I if you're on the wing.
Just because he could pass.
Yeah, he's going to get it to you.
And Mikko would just win the face-off and then stare at you.
Why didn't you score?
He was angry all the time.
So
that's what made him good.
Let's stay on skill, guys. We only got a couple more minutes. Boldy and Johansson, we saw the chemistry last year. Like, what's the ceiling for those guys? What's the expectation? I mean, he was, you went into the summer, limited cap space. At the end of the year, you saw what you needed to, I think, out of Johansson. You're like, well, let's not wait around. Let's lock this guy up. Like, now, what's the ceiling?
I don't know what the ceiling is. It's high, and the expectation is high. I just want them to keep going with the chemistry they had, stay healthy, and push it. Do as much as you can, and then when we get to the postseason, we've got to be better. And we've got to improve on what we did, as individuals last year. That's it. But the potential for them is great. The expectations are high, and that's what we expect.
Current assessment of the team, SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Like, where are you at with the club now? Like, what are the strengths of the club?
Well, obviously, I think our strengths are. I think we have a lot of strengths. I mean, I do. I like our team. I think our strengths are our goaltending, our decor. I think our forward group is good, but we need to be more consistent. I think in our play. I think our game awareness and situational play can be better. Our special teams have to be more consistent. I like our team. I like the competitive edge that we bring every night. I want us to keep that, and I want us to show improvement.
The obvious threat is if 97 gets hurt or somebody gets injured and goes down, but are there opportunities out there like PTOs in camp? Are there guys out there? You're going to bring any to camp? You're going to create that competition? You plan on doing anything like that?
You know what? I mean,
PTO is professional tryouts. So you bring veteran guys in to compete for a spot.
I like the idea of it. It's always a long shot. I don't like giving guys false hope.
We're using them as leverage for your own guys' fear.
Yeah, not even that. If there's not a chance, don't bring them. And I think right now that we're probably better off giving creating that competition spot with younger players. We need to. I think like through the, Duhaimes, Dewars, Shaws, Goldies, Rossi's going to get his shot. All these kids that we've seen, Sammy Walker needs more of a shot. Adam Beckman still. We've got a bunch of young defensemen down there, so we need to start elevating even more players than we already have. So if you bring in a PTO guy, you sign him to a contract, you're blocking out some of your youth. So I don't think we're in that position right now.
Right on. Got a little heavy. Got anything else, Kinger?
I always wanted to ask you this. So you're kind of an alpha yourself, but you're running a team, and how do you manage, like, as a guy who's had a lot of success personally and really likes being in the room, do you need a team at some point to kind of, you got to see a look in their eye where they go, Billy, we got this, and they almost have to shove you away, or do you have to create that space to, I think of the scene in Miracle when Herb's going to take the kid from Minnesota, and the guys are like, what are you doing? He goes, well, you could have made us weaker today, but I'm trusting you. I'm going to let you run this team because you told me you didn't want this guy. And it ended up working. So how does an alpha like you find that balance with your team to let them take over and get all the way there like you did?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I have alpha tendencies,
which is good.
But I'm a very open. I'm a very open person too. I think I have my beliefs, but I understand that other people have strong beliefs as well. Other people have strong ideas, and to be quite honest, they might be better than mine. So I'm really open. I listen. I think I'm a pretty good listener. I think that's the big thing. The one thing I don't ask the players their opinion on trades and things like that. I think that puts them in a really bad spot.
Yep.
I like to have the kind of the heartbeat of the room and know what's going on. Are the guys okay? What do they need? Do they need a kick in the ass, or do they need a hug? Do they need space, or do they need more attention? Like, do they need rest, or do they need to be pushed? And this is all with Dean too. Like Dean and I work a lot on this stuff together. But like I said, I do have alpha tendencies, but I think it's really important to listen to the people around you and take in consideration what they feel about the team and what they think is right too.
Every year it feels like you go, the season ends, you think about it over the summer, you set a couple goals, you change a couple things about your game, about whatever. I feel like you're probably still wired the same way because that's like what you're taught for your whole life. Is there anything that you're working on for you to be better, you to do a better job, or figure certain things out from the moment that last year ended to the start of this year to help improve the club?
Yes. For me, I've focused a lot on creativity, watching how other teams have operated through the last couple of years with different situations that they've been in. Long-term injury, trades. When did they make their big trades? What did they have to part with or go? What kind of hoops did they have to jump through to get there? But teams have gotten very creative, and I think, I'm a very kind of black and white thinker, but like you have to think outside the box and really, really focus on getting creative. What can we do here? What are our possibilities? I know it doesn't sound like we could get that player, but can we get that player, and how could we do it? What goes into it? What do we lose? How much money will it cost us? How much? All that stuff. Like just a focus on being creative. I think we've done a good job with it because we've had to be creative with our empty cap hits, but can I be better at that? And the other thing is too, I like our team. I trust our team. I feel it's good, but is it too much? Do I trust them too much?
Sure.
Is it too comfortable? Can I make another difficult decision? Should I make another difficult decision? What can I do to help these guys? Like, those are all things that I just kind of think about.
Man, makes total sense. Appreciate you coming out. Obviously, I missed the memo on the flower pattern. Kinger's got the shirt. You got the shorts. It's that kind of day.
Yeah, you went straight.
Swing and a miss.
Yellow
I actually
t-shirt.
went to walk out the door with a flower hat on, and my wife says, no. Change it.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Wow.
I know. It's fall. I'm actually not a fall guy. You guys like fall? I dislike fall because
You
it's
do?
like the end of summer. And then it means school starting. Like, I used to always dislike that. And then the only nice thing is that it's hockey season again.
The only thing I hate about fall is everything turns pumpkin.
Everything dies.
Yeah.
That's why I hate about
No,
fall.
everything
dies.
everything
Die, the grass
pumpkin
dies. Everything
sp-
dies.
Every drink is pumpkin.
Summer dies.
I don't like pumpkin. I don't want pumpkin beer. I don't want pumpkin coffee. You know what? I just don't.
But I will say at the state fair, pickles are on a run right now.
they
You said pickles are running.
So let's just talk about
Pickles
this
are ruling
together. So if you haven't had a
State
pickle
fair.
dog yet, pickle, cream cheese, jalapeno wrapped in pastrami, it's just unbelievable. It's over by the Frontier Bar. We got
I heard the pickle pizza is
pickle
leading the
pizza
charge.
is killing it. Like, you can't even get it. The line's so long. Change your life. There's a pickle lemonade alcohol drink over in the West End. Is that right? I don't know where my wife is, but it's the year of the pickle.
It's right there.
Stacy.
Except-
she has a name, Stacy.
Well, hey, we did get one question from a listener.
Yeah.
Is her name Stacy?
This is from Stacy K. Bill, as president of Hockey Ops, congratulations. You've been doing a great job with the team and making a lot of great decisions. Do you think the Wild on 7th podcast should go to the Global Series in Sweden so that the fans in Minnesota can feel close to the action and take in the experience with your team as you build the brand in that part of the world? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks for doing such a great job. Stacy K.
I have a feeling Stacy K would be accompanying.
That's
She just wants him gone for a week.
Said talent.
Hey, I'm just saying, you got the power.
I do think they should go. I have a great travel agent for you.
Okay. Okay, so we do it on our own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like a GoFundMe kind of deal?
Yeah.
No.
No, we'll sort it out. Thanks. That's a good question. Well, Bill, think about it. I mean, I think we could help. We could sauna with the guys, whatever else Swedes do. I don't know. Is that what they do? That's Finns, maybe.
Finns, yeah, but Swedes do it too.
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be safe.
Great food in Sweden too. I love the food.
What do the Swedes eat? I don't even know.
Meatballs
And
Okay.
fish.
and fish.
So there's a
Yeah, and there's one thing over there. It's called Mosbricka, and it's hot dog. It's 2 big hot dogs on mashed potatoes and like shrimp salad.
Oh boy.
It's
called
top 10.
Mosbricka?
Mosbricka.
the fair here has deep fried smelt. Do you guys know what that is?
I would do that, yeah, for sure.
Deep fried smelt.
What is smelt?
It's like a little small
fish.
little fish.
That's deep fried. You
They're
had
great.
it?
Yeah. No, but there's a. So this is one of my questions for Bill before we turn to the page.
Yeah, we should.
Is
finish
it called
this,
fingerling food, daredevils, rapalas, or fries with eyes? Smelt. Fried smelt.
Rapala.
That's what I would have thought too, but no, it's fries with eyes.
Fries with eyes.
I want to go try some fries with eyes.
I love that stuff.
Yes, unbelievable. So that's what we'll bring some fries with eyes to Sweden with us when we go on our GoFundMe page.
But you can get
Billy,
it.
thanks for taking an hour with us. Man.
Yeah.
I know you've been busy running around this place, man, but it always goes really fast with. And to everybody out there that watch live, thank you. Thanks for the questions.
thanks for
Appreciate
coming
you
out.
guys.
Everybody.
Yeah, this is awesome. Appreciate it. Stacy, we'll get you to Sweden
We're here.
till it's here.
Peace.
This is Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast.
Did you guys see this? This is unbelievable. What is that all about, Kinger?
Get in here for the real thing.
Like, let's get weird.
Maybe I blacked out trying to figure out what was going on.
Doubt, worry, fear, because that's what we're breaking the mold on here.
Welcome to Wild on 7th, presented by Pilot Games. We're here until it's here.